The Avalon Kingdom sat at the edge of the northern tundra, where snow-capped peaks glowed pink under the twilight sky every evening. Malika stood on the castle's southern terrace, lace gloves folded neatly in front of her silk gown, embroidered with royal lilies. No one at the royal court could have guessed that this soft-spoken, elegant chief royal ritual officer was the queen's only personal assassin, a short dagger dipped in fast-acting neurotoxin hidden in the inner pocket of her skirt, swift enough to kill a grown man in 3 seconds. 13 years ago, she had been a scrawny, starving orphan hiding in the smoldering ruins of her village after a brutal border skirmish. When Queen Elara's patrol found her, she owed every breath she took to the queen, and had never questioned a single order she was given in all those years. The latest task came with extreme urgency. 6 northern nobles had been secretly amassing troops and smuggling weapons into the capital, planning to launch a coup during the annual Harvest Festival parade when the royal guard was stretched thin. Malika's mission was to infiltrate their secret meeting held at the Duke of Voss's remote mountain fortress, collect written evidence of their betrayal, and kill the leader of the coup before sunrise. She slipped through the fortress's dark, winding hallways with the silence she had spent a decade mastering, avoiding patrols and trapdoors with practiced ease. When she finally reached the heavily sealed stone chamber where the meeting was being held, a voice drifting from inside made her freeze mid-step. It was soft, lyrical, and almost identical to Queen Elara's. When she kicked open the door and stepped inside, she stood frozen in place. The Duke of Voss stood to one side, bowing respectfully to a woman seated on the stone chair at the head of the table. The woman wore a half-silver mask carved with wild roses, but the lower half of her face, the curve of her jaw, the shape of her lips, were an exact copy of Queen Elara's. This was Lila, the queen's younger sister, who had been officially reported dead after a mountain climbing accident 10 years earlier.
You don't have to do what she tells you. 10 years ago, she threw me off that cliff by the northern pass because the royal council wanted to crown me instead of her. The massacres that followed to eliminate all my supporters. Your parents were among the villagers killed by her guard that day, weren't they?
Fragments of Malika's earliest, most repressed memories flooded back all at once. The burning roof of her cottage, the royal lily crest on the sleeves of the men who killed her mother. The faint smell of blood on Elara's coat the day she picked Malika up from the ruins. Just then, a sealed letter fell out of Malika's waist pocket, the queen's final order delivered to her right before she left the castle. It read, "Kill everyone in the chamber, including the masked woman, and never speak of anything you see here." Footsteps echoed loudly outside the door, heavy and uniform. The queen's elite guard had followed her to the fortress. They were ordered to burn the entire fortress to the ground, no matter if Malika succeeded or not. And Malika herself was supposed to die in the fire, to tie up all loose ends permanently. Malika tightened her grip on the dagger in her hand, turning the blade toward the door instead of toward Lila. She had spent her whole life living for the queen, following her every order without question. Now she was going to live for herself, for the truth of what really happened 10 years ago, for the family she had lost before she could even remember their faces.